Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we're here for another one of our 6 days of making junk journal fillers that we have been doing, our little mini series between Christmas and New Year for 2023. And what I thought we could do today is make some little mini envelopes. So basically I've got these, they are called money wallet envelopes. Now they are... Oh, I was hoping they would have a little size. Oh yeah, they do have a size. 62 by 100 millimeters. So yeah, that's about 6 by 10 centimeters. So they're those tiny ones that people would get their wages in. Although, to be honest, I mean, that must have been a long time ago because nobody's wages would fit in there, would they? But yeah, and I mean, people obviously don't really get their wages in money anymore. They just get it straight into their bank accounts anyway. But they are these little money wallet envelopes. And I think they're really rather nice. I think they're quite nice to be able to make these to tuck into pockets, and you would put things, or, you know, I personally would use them to put things like, say, postage stamps, vintage postage stamps and things like that in them. And they're just that type of thing that, you know, I wouldn't really make these as I went along because I would find them a little bit time consuming and a bit faffy to make. But I would absolutely love to have them ready made to be able to put into my pockets. So all I'm going to be doing here, obviously the envelopes are already made. I mean, actually, they're a little bit... you know, wonky where they folded them, which is bothering me slightly, but anyway, that's just how they were, you know, were when I purchased them. But all I'm actually going to be doing is covering the envelopes. So I've got a variety of different papers here. I've got some more papers to the side of me that I'm going to be using to cover them. So hopefully we're going to end up with lots of different looks so that they're going to fit with lots of different journals. And then I'm also going to use my decorative edge strip pieces to create kind of focal points on them. Now, all of the papers that I'm using to cover them, they are all printed on 110 GSM paper. They are not printed on card. So that's all that we're going to do. And then we can obviously stuff them with, like I say, things like, you know, postage stamps and what have you. So let's just get kind of covering. Now, again, I'm going to try and do these a little bit assembly line-ish, like we have been doing the other things that we've been doing. So that being the case, what I will do is literally kind of like take my pieces and like tear them down. Now, I don't really mind if these are not what's the word, you know, not straight across. I don't mind if they're kind of more like jaggedy edges. I think that's all going to add to the look of the finished piece. So, you know, like that, I think is quite nice rather than having it completely straight. So I'm just going to do that. Now I might vary them and have some like this and some not, but I think that's actually a better look than having it completely straight personally. And then what I want to do is also cover the back, because obviously, you know, these are not going to be in a pocket or anything. They're going to be actually, you know, completely visible or completely, you know, they're going to be kind of accessible to the pocket. So I'm just going to kind of cover them like this. Okay, so anywhere where I've got like an overhang, I can obviously either tear it down or cut it down. So I'll just tear that down a bit here. Okie dokie, like that. And I'm just going to glue that on there. Now, where this is obviously not reaching down the bottom, I'm just going to tear out another little bit to fill in at the bottom. Obviously, again, you know, all these things are kind of optional how you want them looking, but I just think personally that would look better to have a sort of, you know, filled in kind of piece there like that. Okay, so I'm just going to put my pieces to one side and then I will do like all the gluing at the end. So where did I put the rest of the envelopes now? Oh, I don't believe it. Oh, here we go. Oh gosh, this is not a good start, is it? I've already mislaid the envelopes. So that, sorry, was my Cambridge garden papers. So I will try and remember to tell you the papers that I'm using as we go along. So this is my Claridge's papers. And again, just going to tear this down. In fact, I'm going to just tear it like that. Okay. So suppose I know where that needs to go. Okie dokie. And again, you know, could just tear the bottom out really. Just because I think, you know, that's probably more interesting way to have that. Obviously I can trim it down, like if it's overhanging the edges I can always trim it down afterwards, but you know, I think it's going to look good anyway. So just tear that little piece out there. There we go. And I'm just going to, yeah, carry on doing that for a whole bunch of these, and then we'll line them, not line them, glue them, and then we will you know, put some topper type pieces on and some decorative pieces. So far I've done a lot of you know, pinky coloured ones, so I will do some other coloured ones coming up. So this is my pink Parisian paper. Okay, so let's just kind of you know, have a nice time, relax, and just, yeah, just enjoy the process of getting some bits and bobs ready made to pop into our junk journal pockets. So just making, you know, very quick and easy sort of what I would call pocket stuffers, pocket fillers. Obviously we're up to episode 5, so if you have followed along with the series, you know, we're yeah, we're getting through it. Well, we've only got one more left, which is, you know, gone incredibly quickly, hasn't it? So I hope you've enjoyed the process, and I hope, like me, you've now got a whole bunch of things ready to make. So this is my autumn blush, this paper. So but I quite like this one. I think it's quite a nice one, you know, to use, even though it's actually autumn themed. It's not sort of so that it can't be used for anything else. So tear that down like that. Okay, and I probably prefer to do it this way around, so yeah, there we go. So I hope everybody is having a nice day. Maybe you are having a nice crafty time. Hopefully you're making some nice projects. Let me know below. Are you working on some things with me? You know, are we doing the same project, or are you doing some stuff with your own? How do you get on with the whole, you know, filling your pockets up with journals and things? Do you find that a little bit sort of disappointing at the end and think, oh gosh, now I've got all them hundreds of pockets to fill? Or, you know, or does that not really bother you? Are you kind of like a bit better than me at keeping them all filled as you're going? I mean, for me, definitely it's a bit of a struggle. I do find I suddenly come to a point where it's like, oh gosh, I've got to now fill all those hundreds of pockets. Right, I've got a whole lot of papers here from my new clocks collection papers, obviously because I've just put this in my shop. So I've got a lot of these where I was obviously printing them, trying to get them right. So I do apologise that a lot of these are going to be, you know, the same. Well, they're not going to be the same because all the papers are different, but they're going to be, you know, similar theme. But like I say, I actually have got a lot, you know, from creating the papers. So it's always good to just use what you've got to hand, isn't it? Rather than just waste things. Oh, it's such a grey day out there today. So I went to the gym this morning. I'm now filming this between Christmas and New Year, so it's almost a bit more live for me. I tried to get the whole series filmed prior to Christmas, but yeah, failed miserably. So yeah, it's now dragged on. So I think I'm filming this on like the 27th of December, I think is the date. It is the Wednesday. Yeah, so what have I been up to? Well, the children went to their dad's yesterday for a sort of Christmas celebration. So I had a day on my own. So I did quite a lot of work. And yeah, I obviously had quite a bit of tidying up to do left over from Christmas because everyone had been to me for Christmas dinner. So the house is still quite messy, but I've tidied up, you know, as much as I could bring myself to do. So yeah, all of these papers, they're from the clocks collection. So and then what did I do? So then I was kind of losing the will to live. So I went out and I just went to the cinema on my own and watched that new film, the Ferrari film. I have to say, what a good movie. It was really good, yeah. It was with the man, now I did Google his name, can't remember what his name is now, but if anyone saw that film, We Need to Talk About Kevin, it was a very, very dark movie. I think, was it based on a true story? I'm not entirely sure actually whether that was based on a true story, but anyway, it was the person who played Kevin, who played Enzo Ferrari. Now, it was weird because I felt like he was quite a young man. Obviously, he was playing Enzo Ferrari as, you know, a sort of middle-aged man, you know, very much with sort of greyish hair and things like that. So, obviously, previously, I would have never classed him anywhere near my sort of age bracket or anything. But weirdly, in the Ferrari film, they'd obviously done his makeup and all that to look, you know, much older and more mature man. Oh my goodness, he looked really handsome. So, yeah, weird. Because if anyone's watched that film, We Need to Talk About Kevin, I mean, obviously, you know, I just, yeah, did not like him at all. Because, obviously, of the nature of the film, you know, it sort of put me off him as an actor, really, which is terrible, isn't it? But, yeah, just, he played the part so well and was so convincing in that part that, you know, I kind of like, yeah, never really warmed to him as an actor. And I've seen him in one or two other things. But, you know, obviously can only picture him then in We Need to Talk About Kevin. And like I say, he did not play a nice character in that at all. But obviously playing Enzo Ferrari, wow, what a versatile actor he is. He just played the part brilliantly. Yeah, played it brilliantly. Looked quite, yeah, quite charismatic, quite handsome, had a very good Italian accent. I would say he played the part brilliantly. And weirdly enough, when I got home from the cinema, you know, quite often when you come home, don't know about you guys, but I then find myself Googling, you know, for a bit more information about a story if I've, you know, if I've enjoyed it. So, yeah, and then I sort of stumbled across some like film reviews of the film and lots of people slating his performance in the film. Now, I have to say, I personally thought his performance was amazing. You know, I mean, not that I'm a film critic, obviously, but yeah, I mean, I thought he played it brilliantly. So let me know below if you've been to see the new Ferrari film. Do let me know. What did you think? Did you think he played the part brilliantly? I thought he played it really, really, really well. It had a very, 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 very horrendous crash scene in the film. I mean, probably made worse because you were seeing it on the big screen, I'm guessing. You know, probably if you watched it on the TV, it wouldn't have been quite so horrific to watch. But, oh my goodness. Wow. Horrendous in the film. Horrendous, obviously, in real life. Now, I didn't really know the kind of story, but it was set in 1957. And for anybody who doesn't really know, there was like a huge crash which killed a lot of sort of innocent people who were just, you know, spectators of the race. And it wasn't at a racetrack or anything. It was on like public roads. So completely innocent people. And I think it was nine people lost their lives, but 5 of them, I think I'm right in saying, were children. So it was pretty horrendous, to be honest, like very, 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 very traumatic, you know, sort of scene to watch, really. But, oh my goodness, wow, they filmed it very, very well. So yeah, anyway, really good film. So yeah, I enjoyed watching that yesterday on my own, and was quite busy at the cinema. Obviously lots of people kind of like, you know, busying themselves. Funnily enough, I saw another lady on her own going with her bag of popcorn to watch it, and I thought, I wonder if this is what lots of mums are doing. You know, if their kids have gone to dad's house on Christmas Day and Boxing Day, and then they're, you know, having a day at the cinema on their own to come and watch the movie, or a movie, having a cinema day. So yeah, anyway, that was quite nice. So enjoyed myself. So we had our Christmas Day. It all went really well. I had never hosted Christmas before, so I was feeling quite nervous about that, particularly as I was so poorly organised. Anyway, I'm pleased to say it all went pretty well, and yeah, hopefully everybody had a nice time. I mean, there was one point where I just looked around the table and I thought, oh gosh, this feels really atmosphereless and really awful. You know, it didn't feel festive at all, and I just thought, oh, I hope everyone's having a nice time. Touch wood, everyone did have a nice time. I mean, everybody said they had a nice time. Whether they were just being polite or not, I'm not sure. But anyway, it was, yeah, it was nice. So the food all was okay. It all got, you know, cooked okay. So I was a little bit worried about that because I'm pretty out of practice with my cooking skills lately. Right, that's it from the clocks collection. So I'm just going to pull in some other papers because I did also bring some along from my Rose Park kit, so, and also my pink posies. So just so we've got a couple of different papers here. So yeah, yeah, I was a little bit worried because it's, you know, it's some time since I've cooked, and yeah, to say I'm out of practice is kind of like an understatement really. So anyway, it was actually, I'm going to keep that one. It was, yeah, pleasant surprise when it all was edible at least. So yeah, and it all kind of came out at the right time, and you know, all of those things. So I mean, to be fair, you know, I mean, obviously I did used to cook. You know, I've just kind of got out of the practice, but I mean, to be honest, it's surprising how quickly you can get out of practice, and then, you know, you feel a little bit kind of nervous when you're then, you know, expected to actually cook anything. So yeah, I was a little bit, you know, oh my goodness, I hope this is going to go okay. But yeah, luckily it did. Ate far too much food. The gym opened again this morning, which, oh, thank goodness it did, because yeah, you know, like last night, so obviously the kids were all still at their dad's last night as well, and yeah, so it was just me and Bo here, you know, for the evening. And oh, do you know, I was so greedy, I kept on just popping back downstairs. That was Rose Park, sorry, and this is my pink posies paper. So yeah, hopefully we've got lots of nice different looks now for our envelopes. And this will probably be the last one, because I suspect I'm being over ambitious as to how many I think I'm going to get covered in this time. Yeah, I was so greedy. I kept on just popping back downstairs, you know, whilst Bo and I were upstairs watching TV, because, you know, if it's just me, I like to just sit in my room, to be honest, you know, in my bed watching TV whilst I'm, you know, working normally. So yeah, I was just doing some bits and bobs, and yeah, we were watching TV. There was nothing on at all. I thought, oh, we'll do some Christmas TV watching, watch some festive stuff. There was nothing worth watching, so I ended up watching some more of The Crown on Netflix. But, oh, so horribly greedy, because I kept on just popping back downstairs for more food. I mean, what on earth is that about? You know, you're not hungry, but because the food's there, just keep on popping back down. I mean, oh gosh, that's a terrible habit, isn't it? So I will actually be quite pleased when the food's all gone, because obviously we've got all like the leftover, you know, the leftover food from like the Christmas tea. So, you know, like those bags of, I don't know, we've got like some Indian snacks and things like that, all like now in sandwich bags and stuff. They all just need finishing off. So I'll be pleased once it's all gone, because otherwise it's just too tempting to just keeping on eating, which is just, horrible. You know, why do we do that? Why do we just want to eat and eat when it's actually, you know, sat there where ordinarily you wouldn't eat at all? You know, you'd have your dinner and that would be that. Anyway, so thank goodness I was able to go back to the gym this morning, because I thought, oh my gosh, disgusting. Eaten so much food. So, I mean, thankfully I don't drink, so that's one less thing. Otherwise, no doubt I would have drunk a load of stuff as well. So, yeah, thank goodness I don't drink. But it is terrible how much food, you know, just over that, well, one day really, but yeah, I mean, including yesterday, I guess 2 days, that we just end up eating. It's, you know, terrible. Just overindulgence, to say the least. Anyway, hopefully got some, you know, some things there that, I mean, obviously my daughter will be back at school. She won't be back till next week, so I don't know whether the food would be any good by next week or not, but it would be handy if it was. You know, that would be great, because then she could obviously take some of that food as her lunch. We'll probably all be gone off by then, but anyway, we'll see. I mean, I'd bought things like, you know, a cheese board and all of that kind of stuff, which, to be honest, very little of that got used. So I can do things like make, you know, pasta sauces and things with the cheeses and things like that. Although, having said that, I mean, the boys do like cheese, so they'll probably just sit and snack it all, you know, during the evenings, if I'm truthful. So, you know, it will go, it won't get wasted, that's for sure. But yeah, I could do with it going sooner rather than later, so as I don't sit stuffing it, because at the moment that's kind of what's looking most likely, is that I'm just going to sit and pig it. So yeah, there was just nothing on TV, so I put the TV on. I thought, oh, you know, have a nice time with Bo, just watch some Christmas stuff. Wow, I flicked through that TV guide, I couldn't believe it. And I know I did talk about this in one of the other videos, didn't I, saying I wonder what's going to be on over Christmas. Well, very disappointed, because I certainly didn't see anything yesterday that was worth watching. Anyway, so yeah, really disappointing. And on Christmas Day, we only put the TV on, you know, once, kind of briefly, but it was Titanic was on, so we watched that. I mean, you know, that's been on obviously a lot of times. I mean, it is a good film, obviously, but I mean, a little bit sort of depressing really for Christmas Day, but again, never mind. Oh, Bo's down beside me at the moment. She's just sleeping in her bed, groaning, letting us all know she's there. Okay. Avoiding all the sales and things, you know. Don't want to kind of go out just looking around the shops or anything, because looking generally leads to buying, so that's not a good situation, is it? So just don't go near the shops in the first place, and that just then, you know, eliminates that whole risk, doesn't it? So yeah, not looked around the shops at all. I'm sure there's nothing worth buying anyway. And to be honest, everything's so expensive, isn't it? But, you know, even in the sales, it's probably all still terribly expensive. So I think, yeah, give the shops a wide berth, that's for sure. Well, everyone was pleased with their presents. My daughter, she said, oh, Santa knows me so well. He's got everything I wanted. So, yeah, that was all very successful. So, yeah, that was good. She's got a couple of pretty new dresses and things that are sort of a little bit more grown up. They're kind of like jersey-ish, sweatshirty type dresses. You know, previously she tended to have like mainly like sort of flary type dresses. You know, I mean, I tend to wear flary type dresses rather than straight ones, and obviously as a mum you just buy what you tend to like, don't you? But yeah, my daughter likes, you know, she quite likes straight type dresses because she obviously feels very grown up in them. But they're not always quite suitable, are they? So, because she's only, well, she's going to be 10 very soon. So, yeah, so not necessarily suitable. But anyway, she got, they're like jersey type, sweatshirty type material. So, I mean, actually, although they are straight, they're, you know, they're kind of toned down, and she can wear them with trainers and stuff. So they actually look pretty funky, you know, rather than just really inappropriately grown up. So yeah, she loved them. And then she got quite a bit of skincare stuff, because she's really getting into her, you know, her skincare. So that's all really good. So my son's bought me, anti-aging was the theme of the day. So yep, they bought me anti-aging creams, which was awesome. Unfortunately, I'm still having my very irritated eyes. I talked about this before Christmas, and I got some sort of allergic reaction to something, and oh my goodness, my eyes, they had got a bit better. I wasn't wearing makeup for a few days. They got a bit better. And I thought, oh, I'm pretty sure it was the mascara that I had been wearing. So I stopped wearing that. And I had a mascara that I had got free with something, you know, a few purchases back, that I'd never used before. So I thought, oh, brilliant, I'll use that one. So day one, it seemed a lot better. I think yesterday might have been the third day I've worn it. By last night, my eyes were red again. And this morning, they are bright purpley red again. So I don't know what to do, but yeah, they're pretty sore. And like I say, they're quite purpley red, like very, very, you know, like burnt looking. So it's not a very good situation at all. I wish it would go. It's very annoying. I don't know whether it's just maybe an age thing. I don't know, you know, but I've never had this sensitive kind of skin before. You know, normally my skin's tough as a rhino's really, but yeah, it's very irritated and inflamed at the moment, which is not the best look, it's got to be said. So, and I just hate not wearing makeup. I know I talked about this before, but you know, as my sister said, it's not really a vanity thing. It's kind of like far from it. It's completely the opposite. It's the opposite of vanity, in that, you know, you don't feel confident enough to go out without makeup. So yeah, it's very horrifying to have to be going around without makeup, or certainly minimal makeup. So yeah, I wish I could eliminate what it was that's flaring it up. But what seems to be unfortunate is, I think now, just going to change my wipe. I think what's happened now is actually where it's quite inflamed, even if things wouldn't have been, you know, affecting it and upsetting it previously, they now are. So yeah, I don't know whether, you know, the products that I'm using today would normally upset it, but because it's now already inflamed, it's now, you know, yeah, sore and irritated and really, 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 whoa, you know, like kind of purpley, where it wouldn't necessarily have been otherwise. So yeah, it's a bit irritating, to say the least. So I hope it clears up soon. Anyway, so I've got all this anti-aging stuff, obviously, that the boys bought me, but there's no way I'm going to be wearing it anytime soon, or using any of it anytime soon, because I don't want to, you know, cause further upset to my already inflamed eye areas. Plus, I don't want to either develop an allergy that perhaps I wouldn't have normally, or not develop an allergy but think it could be, because it's, you know, it's generally inflamed, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think I'm going to not use any of the new stuff until I've totally eliminated what's actually causing the problem, and then got rid of it once and for all. You know, I mean, I honestly thought I had got rid of it the other day, and then of course, you know, as soon as you go back to wearing makeup, it's come back now. which is really annoying. Anyway, never mind. Never mind. Oops. Okay. Okay, so we are nearly through these, so not doing too badly. I will have to probably decorate some after, you know, after filming, but we're not doing too bad, so. Yeah, it was very quiet at the shops yesterday because I obviously drove past them, you know, when I went to the cinema. And yeah, there wasn't really many cars around or people, you know, walking, because I have to drive past the shops kind of thing to get to the cinema. It was not very busy. So I don't really know whether the shops were open. And to be honest, our town centre is barely got any shops left. You know, it's mainly, you know, cafes and restaurants now. Hardly any actual shops there, which are, again, another sign of the times and just very, very sad. You know, because kids, they're just not going to really know what things were like when we grew up ourselves, which is such a shame. You know, because, I mean, ordering online, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm the world's worst person for being guilty of ordering online, because, of course, it's such a time saver, isn't it? And it's so convenient, but it's not, you know, any comparison, is it, for going to the actual shops and shopping properly in person? You know, that's a whole different experience. A lot more fun. Yeah, the gym opened at 8 o'clock this morning, so I got there at 8 o'clock. For some reason, I've been awake since 3:30, which is very annoying. I got up in the end at like 10 to 4 and just came and did a bit of work. But yeah, I then got to the gym at 10 to 8 because I thought, oh, they say 8 o'clock. I'm sure it will probably be open by like, you know, 1:45. Anyway, it wasn't, would you believe? And I thought, oh, how embarrassing. I hope I'm not going to be like the first person there. No, I wasn't. There was quite a few people there waiting, actually waiting at the door. So I felt like, wow, I'm quite late because there's loads of people already here waiting at the door. So, yeah. Obviously, everybody who'd like overeaten over Christmas and thought, oh my goodness, let's go and get rid of that food that's just all sat there. Oh, there goes Bo groaning away. Yeah, mainly quite young people actually at the gym. I was quite surprised. I mean, you would have thought it would be more oldies like myself, you know, there now. But, you know, at that time on, well, it's not Boxing Day, is it? It's the day after Boxing Day. But yeah, no, it was, you know, quite mainly younger people, which I found that quite surprising, to be honest, that they're so dedicated, you know, that they're there so early in the morning. I mean, there's no way I would have been doing that when I was young. I mean, I think perhaps young people look after themselves more these days than we used to, which, you know, I mean, that's no bad thing, is it? You know, I think they're sort of more health conscious, aren't they? And, yeah, got a bit more kind of awareness of, you know, what they should be eating and that type of thing, which is great, isn't it? You know, and interest. They're also quite interested in sort of health and, you know, fitness and all of that stuff, where I'm not sure that we were when I was young. I mean, it might be a bit of a sweeping statement. Maybe it was just me, but yeah, I don't think really many of the people I sort of hung around with, I don't think they were really very interested in healthy eating or, you know, any of that stuff. In the new year, I'm going to get on to healthy eating. So I've, for some reason, stopped having my smoothies lately. And honestly, I mean, you do kind of notice a difference, really. So let's get back on it and do some healthy eating as soon as the, you know, as soon as the new year's back in and we're all back to normal and, you know, my daughter's back at school and things. Yeah, get back on to healthy eating. Obviously, once all that food's gone from the fridge and from laying around everywhere, I think then get straight back onto the healthy eating train. Okay, right, we are nearly done. So sorry that this has taken quite a long time. But, I mean, obviously, that's the nature of the beast, isn't it? We're trying to, you know, be quick and efficient and have a bunch of things ready-made, ready for the new year. So hopefully we're going to be, like, really feeling great as we go into 24. We're going to have a whole ton of stuff ready-made to, you know, start the year. So actually, I'm quite looking forward to it. I'm going to, I think, have a count up and see how many actual pieces of ephemera that I've actually made. So yeah, I don't know how many I've made, but I mean, I could probably just look at all the videos and add up the stuff I've made, but because I think I have done a little count at the end of each video. Anyway, I'm sure it's going to feel brilliant, you know, to be able to look over it and think, wow, I have got all of this stuff ready and waiting now to be used. That will feel awesome. Okay. There we go. Right. Okay. So that's our envelopes covered. So that is a good job done, isn't it? And out the way. So let's move those envelopes out the way. Right. So then what I've got here is I've got my decorative edge strips, and I thought these would be rather nice to decorate my envelopes with. So I'm just going to tear them down now. I'm not going to worry too much if I tear it, you know, and have jaggedy edges like that. I don't mind that. I think that's quite nice. So I'm just going to kind of go with the flow. Not going to get too bogged down with how things are sort of looking. Just going to use them as they are. So like that. And again, like I say, all of this has been printed on the 110 GSM paper. So, yep. Okie dokie. Take this one down like that. Okay. Oh, I had a lovely message from my my lovely friend who was the one who actually got me into crafting in the first place. Yesterday? Yeah, I think yesterday. Haven't spoken, well, I've spoken to her about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, I suppose. But I haven't seen her since before COVID. It's just one of those things. We used to see them a lot. You know, when I was married, they were, you know, we were couple friends. So her and her husband, me and my husband. But yeah, haven't seen each other since COVID because, of course, COVID hit. So couldn't see each other for that sort of, I don't know, year and a half or whatever it was. They don't live near us. And so we used to have to sort of stay at one another's houses. And of course, you know, you couldn't go and stay at people's houses. So didn't see them for that period of time. And then their children and our children, they were slightly different ages. And, you know, kind of as they then reach the teenage years, those ages are not going to gel. Because I think sort of mine were like, you know, slightly older. And theirs obviously then would have seemed, you know, a bit young. And, you know, now obviously they're kind of like, yeah, just different sort of stages, I suppose, of their growing up sort of process, I suppose. So yeah, such a shame. Haven't obviously seen them now for, you know, probably like 3 years, but still so lovely. And we just pick up straight, you know, straight where we left off. And it was so wonderful to hear from her. I was, yeah, so thrilled. And I just said, oh, you know, my highlight of the day. So lovely to hear from you, you know. So hopefully going to actually get together with her very soon. So would have got together with her this week, but you know, because they don't really live close, it's a little bit difficult because her husband's mum is staying with them and things like that. So, you know, we're just going to leave it till the new year and then hopefully get together in the new year. So, yeah, be so nice though to actually get together because, you know, I've really missed seeing them. So, yeah, definitely got to make an effort to do that in the new year. So, but I mean, isn't it just wonderful when you have those very special friendships like that, that, you know, even when you've not seen one another for absolutely ages, you can just instantly pick back up like that. You know, there aren't many friendships, I think, that, you know, are that strong where you can just, you know, like, yeah, as if you've never been apart. And, yeah, just really, really lovely to hear from her and to just feel that sort of, you know, straight away back to, oh, you know, how great to hear from you, kind of, yeah, just really, really lovely. Right, so that's those. Let's just pull in some of my other ones. And just take these. I'm thinking kind of the photo-ish type portions, really. So I'll just take these down. Oh no, I've torn straight through it. Oh. Okay. Oh, torn through another one, would you believe? Don't know what's going on with me because I've done really well not tearing right through the pictures in the other ones, and yet for some reason I've done it now twice on these. Don't know why. Okay. Like that. And another one, look. What's going on? Why am I tearing through these when I was not tearing through the original ones? I've no idea. How weird. Right, let's see if I can avoid tearing through this one. So I'm going to try this a different way round. So yeah, we'll just tear him off like that. Okay, right, let's put those to one side. Right, okay. Yeah, perhaps we'll have him here. Yes, so my daughter literally just got back, you know, her brother brought her home just as I was pressing record, so I haven't actually heard how their day was yet. I shall obviously hear about that in a moment after I finish filming, but I'm sure they had a nice time. I'm sure she got lots of nice things, so yeah. Okay. She did laugh when she opened her presents and she just said, oh, Mum, do you remember? She said, like, you know, a couple of years ago and all I got was toys. And she said, now this year I've got like skincare and stuff. So, yeah, sign of the times, isn't it? She's growing up and, yeah, she's got like skincare and all that kind of stuff now. So, which she was obviously thrilled to bits to get. So, that's how quick the time goes, isn't it, really? So... well, that's a nice one on there, isn't it? Okay. Take this one. Might be 1 or 2 pictures short, so we'll just kind of leave it in a moment. I have got another set, but to be honest, I can't see the time, but That must be, oh my goodness, is that 50 something? Surely not. Is it? Oh gosh, I hope not. That has flown by. Absolutely flown by. Don't know whether it's flown by quite as much for you guys, but right, okay, let's stop mucking about. So I'm just going to very quickly do that. So, okay, let's get one of these finished off, shall we? Or a couple finished off, so that, you know, hopefully you guys can see how nice these would look, you know, and then put some sort of, you know, nice stamps and things in them, you know, and they'd be just lovely. So, and I mean, you don't have to put stamps in them. I mean, obviously you could put a journal card in them. I thought personally a journal card was a bit boring because, of course, you know, you can just put journal cards in pockets. So I thought what was quite nice with these is the postage stamps, or something like maybe some fussy cuts or something. So just, you know, something that's a bit different to, you know, ordinary journal cards. Okay, that's not the right colour butterfly. Oh, definitely not that one. Got that one. That one's probably not really right either. That's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Just got a little flower here, so we could try that. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that that's quite the, you know, quite the stuff to have on here, but we'll just see. Oh, there we go. Right, so pop some lace across here like that and like that. Yeah, these are definitely the type of thing that, you know, I quite like using, but I don't tend to kind of make as I go because, you know, they're quite fiddly, aren't they? And, you know, require a little bit of thought. They require some digging out of, you know, some postage stamps and things like that. So I just probably, if these aren't on hand ready-made, I probably wouldn't really be inclined to use things like this, but they are very nice to have. So I think these are quite a good thing, you know, to have in your ready-made sort of stash of stuff. So that one, and let's do this one. So we've got a couple of very different looking ones. So again, just go across there, ink around my entire envelope. And I mean, obviously it's not, you know, not essential to ink around, but I think it all adds to the yumminess. Ink around my picture. Oh, pretty, pretty. Okay. Let's just see. Oh my goodness, how yummy does this look? Okay, pop that on down there. Just see. Oh gosh, I wish that I could see properly what the time was. Right, in a moment I'm going to lean up because hopefully then I maybe will see. You know, the light just catches where the, you know, the timer is. And then I just can't see for the life of me what the actual time is. So, yeah, it's hard to say. Right. So you could either have the butterfly down there, or I'm thinking have it on there because I'm viewing this as being tucked into a pocket, you know, and the flap would possibly be poking out from the pocket. So, you know, for me, that feels like have the, you know, have the sticky up bits there. Oh, I'm only at 48, not 58. So I can do a couple more. So that's that one. Oh, where did I put the other one? Where did, oh, there. Oh, that's weird, isn't it? Couldn't actually see it. Right, I can probably do two more. So if I really get cracking. So, yeah, let's do this one. Oh, dear. That's my son back. I can just hear him pulling into the drive. He's just been out somewhere. He, you know, brought his sister back and then he just had to pop out somewhere. So I'll have to finish in a moment anyway. Right. Okay. down there. So super nice, isn't it, with the pictures from the decorative edge strips. So again, just a bit of lace on there, like that. Okay, and then just see, I've got that butterfly there. I mean, I don't know whether that's quite the right colour, to be honest, but I mean, I've got that not butterfly, the bow, which might be a little bit on the small side. So I'll just quickly cut around here. Okay. Right, so we're nearly finished. So I just quickly do this. So I haven't put any bling or anything like that on these. I've been trying to keep them quite flat. I've tried to keep everything we've made this whole series, you know, quite flat, more sort of suitable for stuffing straight into the pockets. So, oh my goodness, how gorgeous does that look? So let's just pop that on there. Use the hot glue. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look gorgeous? Love it. Right, okay, so then we just get a bunch of postage stamps. You could just then take some postage stamps, pop them in like that, and yeah, just have those few, and we just pop them straight into the envelopes. And what I will do, I will actually put the stamps in so they are completely ready to use, because, you know, there's no point not stuffing them, because if I don't have them ready, you know, they're as good as not being done, if you see what I mean. Because again, still I would have that whole, you know, having to dig something out to actually use with them. So I will actually sort of stuff them as I go, and then they're completely ready, you know, ready to pop into pockets. So, and like I say, if you don't have postage stamps, or, you know, maybe you wouldn't want to use postage stamps, you could just take some fussy cut pieces. You know, I mean, I'm not saying all butterflies, that's a bit weird, but, you know, just pop in some little fussy cut or die cut pieces or something like that. You could pop those in there. So anything that you like, really, but they're just really nice, aren't they, for just stuffing into pockets and things. And again, so quick and easy. Obviously, if you don't have that size envelope, you know, use a different size envelope, or you could always use or make your own envelopes. You know, they were just 6 by 10 inches, and they were just literally, you know, with the flaps. So we've got 1, 2, 3. These are finished. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 3 completely finished and 8 left. So we did 11. So not too bad. Yeah, so I hope you like them, and yeah, have fun if you decide to make some. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the last episode, would you believe? So it's flown by, hasn't it? I hope you've really been enjoying the series, and yeah, have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.